So, Minecraft, let's have a chat about food. It has been years, sort of, since you've added new actual good food. You added glowberries a while back. I don't think anybody really cares, but that's fine. Because I'm here to fix all your mistakes and tell you what I think you should add to do a whole new revamped food system with a new thirst system and make this game more survival. Because once people get their farms going, once people get it loses that survival effect. Yes, it's a sandbox game, but it would be nice to have a more survival aspect, I think. I mean, the game mode isn't called sandbox mode, it's called survival mode. So let's talk. Here are all the food items in Minecraft currently, or at least the ones currently worth talking about. So we have the cooked meats: steak, mutton, pork chop, chicken, and that raw chicken we're going to use for rabbit because I couldn't find any. Then for our baked goods, we have bread, cookies, pumpkin pie, and down on the bottom right, because I accidentally placed it, we have cake. For our soups and whatnot, we have beetroot soup, mushroom stew, and that empty bowl is supposed to be rabbit stew, and we have suspicious stew. For our veggies, we have beetroot, potato, carrot. For fruits, we have melons, sweet berries, apples. We have normal glowberries that you find underground. For your cooked vegetables, you have baked potato. For your golden stuff, you have golden carrots, golden apples, enchanted golden apples. For your underwater stuff, you have cooked cod, cooked salmon. You have, tropical fish, and you have kelp. That's all the food items currently in Minecraft. At least the ones, again, that are good for you. Of course, you have puffer fish and you have, rotten flesh and spider eye. But realistically, you don't really want to eat those unless you're going for maybe an achievement or a trophy or something. So, what do I think they could add? Well, really quick, I do think what they could do is a thirst bar. If we look at all the drinkable items in the game, we have water bottles, potions, honey, milk, some food stuff like this stew, like the mushroom stew, rabbit stew, suspicious stew, beetroot soup. We have, fruits like apples and melons that maybe could not quite give, well, especially it's called watermelon, especially melon could definitely give water for your thirst bar if you had one. It'd be, 10 little water droplets, and, like it'd be a half a water droplet if you had half a water bar, whatever, right? And again, what I think they could do first to do this is with all those other items is add a juicer item, some sort of like brewing stand looking thing, where what you do is you put 3 glass bottles in it, and maybe you put a piece of melon in there, or you put a piece of apple, and it's kind of squeezes out, and boom, you get apple juice, watermelon juice, you get berry juice, you get glowberry juice. Heck, what you could do is maybe even make it a blender so you could get like smoothies, for certain vegetables and stuff. Do something to add a lot more liquids into the game that you can actually drink. The other thing with water, though, is there should be 3 different types of water. There should be fresh water you get from rivers and streams and whatnot, dirty water that you get from swamps and other gross biomes like that, and then salt water you get from the beach biomes and ocean biomes. The reason why salt water is, it's an ocean. It's got a lot of salt in it, obviously. What you'd have to do for those is you'd have to put the water bucket of dirty water into a furnace and you clean it out. What you'd get in return is maybe some dirt and then a bucket of fresh water. Similar thing, you do that with salt water and you get a bucket of fresh water, but you get salt. And what you could do for salt is once you get 4 salt or 9 salt, you craft it into a block of just like salt. That's it. They could add a cool little block. It'd be similar to sand, clay, concrete powder, a nice gritty white thing. Like gravel. You put it up top and it falls down, but it'd be, I don't know, some sort of nice white gritty block that would look really, really nice, I think, anyways. And again, it would add something to do when you put a saltwater bucket into a furnace or something. And that's how you could, have a complex water system that could still work. You could still automate that quite clearly. You have a right over the ocean, whatever, a water filtration system in it with redstone and all that. And it'd be really, really unique, I think. And with this as well, you can also use it for, say, bowl, or maybe not even bowls, but definitely the bottles. You could use the bottle to get a bottle of fresh water, bottle of dirty water, and bottle of salt water. Salt water, will probably take your water away. Dirty water might give you a little bit of water, but maybe you get like a poison status effect for a couple seconds or something. And of course, fresh water gives you normal, drinking water. Now let's talk about actual food I think they could add. Let's talk with vegetables. I mean, add, say, corn where you can cook it and get corn on the cob. Add at least 2 or 3 vegetables, Maybe add lettuce where you mix it with the other vegetables and you can get like a salad. Or maybe just instead add like a vegetable stew where you add all the mushrooms, the carrots, potatoes all together and you get a vegetable stew. Maybe add like a beef stew where you add, cooked steak, maybe, instead of the cooked rabbit and then the carrot, potatoes, and a mushroom for like a beef stew. So add, maybe 1 or 2 more soup items, add 1 or 2 more vegetables because farming is a big part of the game. But again, if you have an automated farm, it's kind of useless. Add some more baked goods. You have wheat and whatnot in the game, wheat and sugar and milk. You have a lot of these ingredients. Maybe you can make different kinds of cakes. Add like maybe you use berries and you can make like a nice like icing or something, or something cool, and you can make like a berry cake, or you could do all these cool things with baking. Add something like that. Maybe you could have different berries that can be spawned randomly, like a blueberry bush, raspberry bush. I guess maybe that would be sweet berries. Add a strawberry bush. Just add something you can find in the wild that you could definitely, end up growing yourself. That would be really, really cool. Maybe with all the animals in the game, they could start adding a couple more animals with a couple more food. Bear, for example, there's like polar bears in the game. Maybe add like black bears and grizzly bears and make that like a unique, like, I don't know, sort of like bear meat that you can get, as bear meat is quite popular. If you hunt it or whatever. Add a couple more things like that. What I think they could do as well is, this has been in the game for so long and they've never added this, it still boggles my mind, is they have eggs in the game. But you can't put an egg into a furnace and like cook an egg. Instead, you throw it and it splats on the ground. What? Add maybe a sunny side up egg and it'd just be called a cooked egg or something. That would be really cool. Or maybe it has this like a little crack at the top and it'd be like a hard boiled or soft boiled egg or whatever if you put it into a furnace and whatnot. That would be, I think, really, really unique. There's jungle biomes where they could add again more fruits, maybe bananas there, or add palm trees to a beach. And you can add coconuts where you can maybe eat the coconut or drink it for, again, that fictional thirst bar that would be there. You could add your bananas there on the palm trees and whatnot. I think that would be really cool. There's a lot of things they could do. And a final thing is maybe add like sweets. Again, sugar's in the game. Cocoa beans are in the game. Instead of just making cookies, maybe you can make chocolate. Maybe you can make, I don't know, like sugar. If you add sugar and water together, again with this fictional thirst bar, you add it a bunch together, you get like a cool rock kind of candy. Again, I'm just kind of spitballing ideas. I just think the food system, just ever since like it's been around, they've very slowly added like one food item every like 2 or 3 updates. And even then, again, the last one I think added, I'm pretty sure was the glowberries. And it's just so boring. Like, no one uses that. People still use the standard bread or cooked pork chops, cooked steak, golden carrots. Really, those 4, I believe, are what people use. Unless you're fancy and for some reason you have unlimited enchanted golden apples and you're probably just munching on those. I don't know. I just think, again, there's also the other part of the food system that isn't even the food itself. It's like the saturation. I'm not going to pretend to understand how that works at all. But with all these cool, unique items they could, add, it would have to maybe overhaul this, the food saturation system and whatnot. Heck, they could just add cool dishes, like add, how they have the Fletcher table or the smithing table. I know the Fletching table doesn't do anything, so I guess that's a bad example. Maybe the cartography table. Add another, like, cooking station table thing, where you can make dishes, add fish, and add bread, and bam, I don't know, you get, like, a cool breaded fish. You get, like, a cool dish thing. Or, I mean, they have scalp, and they have fish. Maybe you can make some sushi, or maybe they add rice, and boom, you get sushi. That'd be really cool. The reason why I bring all these dishes up, though, is a game like Terraria, which I used in my last comparison sort of video with Magic, is very, very similar in a sort of sense with early stuff like that in Minecraft. At least that's the way I, interpret it anyways. They have cool dishes you can make out of so many different kinds of fish. I couldn't get it because the traveling merchant just refused to spawn in my world, but you can get like pad thai from him, and that's pretty cool. You can get all these sorts of dishes. There's all these also sorts of fish and whatnot and foods. There's a barkeeper, tavern keeper who sells food. There's all these dishes you can make Terraria. Maybe if they did something similar, again, in Minecraft, where you have like a little station, similar to a cartography station or whatever, dedicated for food, you could just make all these sorts of dishes that could instantly fill your food bar. Maybe the prank, it would lower your food bar, even though it looks really cool. All sorts of cool things they could add. I guess the main things, again, for me that I want them to add, a couple more veggies, a couple more fruits, a couple more soups and whatnot, maybe 1 or 2 meat, maybe the thirst bar, and add like a juicer for smoothies or juice or something similar. Add the fresh and salt water, the cooked egg, add the sushi, and that's really the stuff I want to see added. I mean, the recipes was just sort of a cool another idea they could add with the tables. That'd be a great update, just because the food update where they add so much stuff to the food system, overhaul it. Maybe it'd be absolutely amazing. But that's why I think Minecraft you should add all this new food stuff, maybe a thirst bar. It would be absolutely amazing. And I hope you guys did enjoy nonetheless. Maybe leave a like, maybe leave a nice comment down below, maybe hit that subscribe button, but dang that little bell. And I'll see you guys next time for some more Minecraft talks. Bye, guys.